Hey guys, Kev here, and I got some review to do for you. So, we're in the truck, sitting outside of Wendy's, get my little vice in for the month or whatever. Excuse me. I want to do the full review on the Tactile Knife Co. Thumbstud Rockwall. So, you guys may or may not have seen this on my channel. I did a first impressions unboxing, and yeah, I'm gonna do a battle between this knife, the Sea Otter, and the Waypoint, because I think they're all very similar, different sizes, but overall design is almost identical. So I thought it'd be interesting to do that. But yeah, let's kick it off. Aesthetics. I think this thing is sexy. Why do you think I have all three of those knives I just said? They sexy. By the way, these are prescription. That's why I'm wearing them. I'm not an asshole like Brandon Thresh. I'm just kidding. Love you, Trash Man. Yeah, so this has that gorgeous milling from Tactile knife, Tactile pen. You might not be able to see it here, but it has it. Trust me. Very, very cool. It's got that kind of low profile, deep carry clip. And it has this 20 CV blade steel on it, and it has these thumb studs, which are, as you can tell, very close to the scale, which looks cool now and gives you a very strong deployment. Kind of dials the detent up because of the angle, as you're just going straight up, and this thing hammers out. I mean, you can hear the sounds. But anyway, aesthetics are good. I like it. Nice drop point. You guys know I'm into that stuff, right? Very thin blade stock. Overall, it's a very thin knife. Ergonomics are very comfortable in hand. You really get this one grip back here. You can kind of climb up, but you might as well just hold it back here. I will say, right-handed, I can feel that clip in my palm a little bit. So this knife, and I'll get to why later, I think it's better left-handed than it is right-handed. Say, what, Cap? It's a right-handed knife, bro. I know, but I'll get to you. Part of it is that ergonomics feels fantastic in this hand. You don't feel that clip at all. Like, it's just awesome. I mean, you can feel it, but like, it doesn't poke or anything, right? Awesome ergonomics. Either way, it's pretty good. It's just you feel it a little bit at the bottom of your palm right-handed. Carry is, dude, fantastic. I've heard some people complain about the clip, saying it's too tight, and I don't know if that was on the flipper Rockwall or not, but this one is absolutely a dream. Like, it goes in pocket, comes out of pocket, super smooth. It's not too tight at all. It fits comfortably. It's got good tension. I've had no issues with the carry. It's a lightweight knife. I mean, it weighs what, like 3 ounces, and it carries very slim. The profile's great. The only diss I have on this is you guys did a mounted at the end clip. Why didn't you figure out a way to reverse it? I mean, you had an open opportunity there, but that's the same gripe I have with the flipper, right? Let me get some of this Coke. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of a miss for me, but whatever. So that's carry. Cutting, I mean, 20 CV, thin blade stock, ground very well. It's a flat grind. A hollow would have been cool, but I get it. And it cuts really well. It's got a good edge on it. Factory edge was fantastic. It's a very slim blade. I've heard somebody complain saying it kind of reminds them of like a Victorinox blade, which to me means it's a very thin stock. Very, you know, like, that's not an insult to me. I don't know. And it's obviously 20 CV, so I thought it cut really well, had no issues. Now, I didn't go to town with it or anything. It's kind of a gentleman's type carry, and you guys know my daily stuff doesn't involve cutting down a fucking horse. A horse. Yeah, a horse, Kev. I was going to say house, and then I was like, house would be weird. Why would you cut a house down? Then I just said horse. Cutting fucking horses, bitch. Sorry. I'm a maniac. Cutting horse. That's why I needed Magna Cut. I want to get into that. This is 20 CV while we're talking about the blade. Perfect. Thank you. I want 20 CV on my EDC folder. They also have this in XHP. Awesome. Love me some XHP, right? Now, they're coming out with this next month, which could be this month by the time this posts, in Magna Cut, which is the hot newness. It's the hot new, right? Laren Thomas is touting it everywhere, and people are eating it up and all that bullshit. Guys, Magna Cut it's good, right? I'm not saying it's not a good steel, but the reason people are loving it, they're calling it a stainless 4V, okay? So that's like what you use for camping knives and shit. Like, that's what you use for toughness. This is a fucking church knife, bro. I'm not going to church and I'm not chopping pews. I'm not cutting horses, yo, with my gentlemanly folder. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me to use Magna Cut on all this stuff. You're losing edge retention, right? 20 CV has better edge retention than Magna Cut. I want the 20 CV, yo. You know what would be a good blade steel for this knife right here? S90V. Give me some M398. Use that. That's new. That's fancy. Use some M398. Like, I want that edge retention fucking steel. I don't want the toughness steel. Like, I get it. Like, if you're gonna do utility cuts and shit, it'll be better because if you hit like a staple or something. I mean, come on. I don't know. I just don't get that argument. You guys can roast me all you want. I just saw Kaiser dropped a bunch of aluminum 4V mini knives, like the mini bag lighter and the fucking Feist. Like, the fuck are you doing? Like, and everybody's like eating it up. Like, what? Think for a second. 4V on a mini flipper EDC knife? Give me that S90, baby. All right, that's my rant. You guys can, hit me up in the comments. Tell me I'm wrong. Or agree with me, because I'm right. You know what I'm saying? All right, so that's the blade. You can get Magna Cut probably at the time this video drops. Magna Cut might be available. This was 300 bones with 20 CV. I think it's 300 bones with XHP. Well, $299. It's American made. It's made in Texas. That's pretty fucking awesome, right? Let's go over sounds. I know you can hear that. Negative coming up. So you can hear it thunder out of there. I mean, it's like a fucking lightning bolt coming out of here. And that's because of where they put the thumb studs, which is great. Great. We're getting into action, right? We could carry, cutting, ergos, action, sounds, right? Aesthetics. So here's action, right? I mean, it flies out of there. It's great. The detent is solid. I mean, it honestly feels a little strong. I know I just said that. I'm the detent whore. But, like, that hurts after a while. Hurts the finger after a while. Because of where they put the thumb studs, I have a friend whose detent ball fell out of this knife. So there's a QC issue, but that's okay. They'll fix it. The detent ball fell out. He can still flick it open like no problem because of the placement of these studs. It just lends itself to a rocket deployment, which I love, guys. That's cool. Okay, here's the problem. When you go to close it now, look at this lock bar access. I mean, just look at all the weird cuts and shit, and here's where the studs sit. So they had to account for that. So your jimping is down here, but the lock bar is up there. So what's that going to do? Well, when you push down here, you're not going to get the lock bar to move very far, are you? So even if I push as hard as I can, there, got it to drop. And now, very smooth, very nice. I mean, the bearings are great in here. They're cage bearings, by the way, which is an improvement over the flipper one. It's got a little grit in it, but I'm pretty sure it's going to work itself out, right? Like, this is a stonewash, probably just a detent ball on the knife. So, but it's very smooth. That's awesome. It's just that lock bar sucks. And when I got this, I will say the thumb studs were loose. Like 3 flicks and it was loose. the way this thing hammers out, it like reverberates through the knife. Shit's getting loose. So I had to Loctite it and let it sit, and they're fine now. There's the tiniest bit of lock stick as well. But that's why I was saying it's better left-handed. Because one, ergos, you're not feeling that clip. And two, it's just like disengaging any other knife left-handed. You just use your thumb, slide over, bang, you're good. But right-handed, you can't really do the droppy drop. And that renders this knife just out of my collection. I am grateful that Tactile Knife Co. is awesome. They're cool people. I've talked to them. They kind of gave me a little bit of a heads up on these. I didn't get one early or anything, and I paid for it, but they gave me a little heads up. Like, hey, here's a link, dude, because I had been asking about it, and I picked one up. So I'm thankful to them. I think they're on the right track. Like, they're doing really cool stuff. I like the flipper. It just had a little bit of lock rock on all the ones I handled. This one has this kind of lock bar issue. But guys, these are their first knives. Like, this is their third knife ever. So, like, they're gonna get better. They're gonna keep killing it. And one thing I want to say about them is whenever somebody has an issue, they always take care of it. They'll ask you to send it in, and they'll fix it for you, or they'll replace your knife. See there, I got it that time. It's not that you can't do it, it's that you can't do it every time. You know what I mean? So occasionally you'll get it, and it'll drop all the way. So if you want to, get used to it or whatever, feel free, right? This is going to get sold for me. I'm doing a knife sale. Hopefully that'll be done by the time this video posts. And I've just been buying a lot. I got some stuff going on at the house I got to pay for, so I'm just going to be selling some stuff off to make up some fundage. So cool knife. Very glad I got to check it out. Can't wait to do that comparison with the other knives, Waypoint and Sea Otter. Just ultimately not for me. And I kind of knew that ahead of time, but I still wanted to check it out. So for whatever that's worth, the machining on it and everything is incredible. Just a couple of tweaks, and I think this thing could be an absolute home run. And if I didn't have, it's going to spoil that battle a little bit, but if I didn't have a Waypoint and a Sea Otter, I'd probably be more likely to have this stick around. But this lock bar thing it really just kills it for me, as I get used to it. That was a lucky one, right? Yeah, it was a lucky one. So there you go, guys. That is the full review on the Tactile Knife Co. Rockwall with thumb studs and 20 CV. I love you guys. I hope you guys have an absolutely fantastic day, and I will catch you later.